Welcome back to Premier League Dad. My name is Kee. We are live for the Champions League. We're back at Ibrox. Rangers against Viktoria Plzen. We'll find out how to pronounce that properly before the end of tonight's live, definitely. I think it's Viktoria Plzen. Someone educate me on that. But either way, it's Rangers against Viktoria. It's Rangers against Viktoria tonight in the Czech. From the Czech League against Rangers at Ibrox in the Champions League. Second to last qualifier, this one. After this one, Rangers have got to face either Club Bruges, who did quite well in the Champions League last year. Obviously, only Villa knocked them out in the end, but they made the knockout stages. And they face either them or RB Salzburg, Red Bull Salzburg of Austria. So, who knows? What do we think? Rangers have got a long way to go. Long way to go. Tonight's tie, I think, you've got every chance. I was really surprised Rangers made it past Panathinaikos. If I'm really honest, I'm really surprised that Rangers made it past Panathinaikos, but they fully deserve to. They surprised me. I think they surprised one or two others. Maybe even surprised themselves, to be honest. And then, to be honest, they also went and surprised us again at the weekend, didn't they? With the with the result against Motherwell, which wasn't ideal. Let's be honest, it wasn't a great performance, and Motherwell ended up nicking a point in the end. So yeah, it was always going to be a difficult one, this. So let me just catch up with all the comments because I see them coming in. 1 second, I'm not ignoring you, I promise. Philippines, how's it going? Arab Joe, do you think Rangers are going to win it? I think Rangers will get a positive result tonight. Whether that means they win it, I don't know. I don't know whether they win it, but I definitely think they'll get a result. I definitely think there's a very good chance that Rangers get at least a point tonight. And if they do get a point tonight, I still think that's a pretty good result. Do you? Is that me being glass half full? I don't know. I honestly I think Rangers can get at least a point tonight, and if they do get at least a point tonight, then that really isn't bad. They can take that into the second leg and they'll do great. I think they'll do fine in that. Philippines, it's no Tav or Raskin. Quite surprising, to be honest. Well, yes, we will go through the lineup shortly because I agree. I was going to come on to that. Definitely the couple of surprising changes in there. King Mathieu, next year I want Villa, Leeds and Sunderland relegated. Villa ain't getting relegated. Philippines, full confidence in my team. We're different in Europe. Looking forward to it. Onye, Aston Villa, the team that almost got Champions League last season and who are in the Europa League now. No chance. Jim, who did you pick in the Dynamo match? I have Dynamo to beat Paphos, yeah. Well, I've got draw no bet. Callum, you're not doing the Accrington game. Well, I promised that we would do the Rangers game. And then the Rangers game... For most of this week, to be honest, actually, it seemed like Rangers wasn't going to be on telly. It seemed like it wasn't going to get picked up. And it ended up, thankfully, it did get picked up. So, yeah, it's on the telly now, so we can actually watch it. But if this wasn't on, if for whatever reason this wasn't on, I was going to do Accrington against Oldham in the Carabao Cup. So we will keep an eye out on that, of course. Jim, who do you favour in this match? I think it's a very good opportunity to back Rangers. I think Rangers or draw, certainly double chance I would go, but yeah, Rangers definitely would be the one I would be backing. BCFC Benji, where do you see Chuba Akpom going? I thought it was all done. I thought he'd gone to Ipswich. I'm sure isn't that the case that the player wants Ipswich, but Ajax prefer Birmingham. Ajax prefer Birmingham's structure and everything. The player wants Ipswich. Either way, Birmingham play Ipswich on Friday, so that's going to be a hell of a game now, isn't it? It's going to be an absolutely massive game. Now that it's the Chuba Akpom derby. Ryan, out of Wolves, West Ham and Brentford, who would you say are most likely to go down? West Ham. Brentford won't go down. Brentford are nowhere near going down. Wolves, I think Wolves have made some astute signings. I'm not sure if they've made enough, but they've made some. They'll be okay. I feel like we're going to overpay for Sesko. 85 million is a lot. I'd like to see that fee to be around 70. Mate, honest, Sesko is shocking. Sesko, they are having your kecks down, RB Leipzig. They're having your kecks down. Stoke City fan, how do you think Stoke will do this year? There's a lot to like about Stoke, isn't it, this year? I think Stoke will do okay. I'm not sure if you'll be playoffs, but you know, I think you'll be all right. I think you'll be all right. Maybe just a comfortable mid-table. Taylor, I'm going to watch the Forest game. I think it'll be a good watch. BCFC Benji, do you think Brentford survive even if Whistle leaves? Yeah. Honestly, but mate, Brentford are fine. Brentford are fine. Everyone's sleeping on Brentford. Do you know why? Obviously, yes, they've lost Thomas Frank, right? Thomas Frank's gone. They're bringing in an untested manager, right? Fine. That's first tick. Next thing, they've got Whistle leaving and Mbermo leaving. Again, fine. Christian Norgard, the captain, leaving. Again, fine. But they bring in Jordan Henderson, who I think is an upgrade on Norgard. They're bringing in Kelleher, who I think is an upgrade on Flecken. They've got Schade, they've got Damsgaard, both players who, in my humble opinion, wouldn't look out of place in a top 6 squad, certainly. Damsgaard is absolutely fantastic. They've got players like Lewis Potter, they've got Nathan Collins, who I think is fantastic. Nathan Collins, by the way, still intent or still being linked quite heavily with Liverpool. Nathan Collins still being linked with Liverpool. Callum, tonight, what's mine? I've just gone Rangers or draw, mate. I've just gone Rangers or draw. I can't see Rangers getting beat here. And they've got to bounce back after that game against Motherwell, haven't they? They've got to bounce back. Jim, any other games you were looking at tonight? Yes, mate, tonight's game. So, there's not too many actually tonight. Tonight, I'm not sure. Robert, how's it going? Eddie, good to see you, Eddie Allen. Peaky Blinder, Birmingham Ipswich prediction, first game. Well, we're doing it on Friday, mate. So, again, time will tell. It depends how the rest of this week goes. But yeah, we're live on Friday for Ipswich against, for Birmingham against Ipswich. So, that'll be good fun. Taylor, where do you think Chelsea will finish this season, mate, with all of our new signings? No higher than 4th. No higher than 4th. I don't think there's a reasonable Chelsea fan that would argue they'll finish higher than 4th when they've got Sanchez in goal and they've got that back four. That's not a defence. Doesn't matter how good your attack is, and I'll be honest, I don't think your attack's any better really than City, Arsenal's or Liverpool's. I mean, it's a good attack, it's a better attack, it's an upgrade, and you might even argue that on paper Chelsea's midfield is all right. It is. It might even be better than some of the others in that group. But I still look at it and say, you've got Robert Sanchez in goal and you've got Tosin Adrabayo and Badiashile and just defenders that don't belong in a top 6 team. They just don't. There's no way that Chelsea finish any higher than 4th. AM10, thoughts on Morton leaving for 15 million? Great. More great business. Exceptional business, that. Eddie Allen, how's it going? Good to see you. Ryan, I guess it's down to the manager. It felt like Frank had them overachieving. I mean, yeah, maybe, but I just don't think they go from that to that. I don't think they're anywhere close to dropping. Not with mate. If you look at the squad they've got is absolutely fine. They're absolutely fine, no problem. Georgina, do you reckon we'll get a Linfield v Shelbourne round 2? If Shells lose next round and we win, there's every chance. Is that what happens? Does Shelbourne drop down then? That's going to be a tough one. That Shelbourne have got, is it Rijeka and Linfield? You've got, is it Vikinger? Who've Linfield got, Georgina? I've been keeping an eye on Shells and Linfield. Fatboy007, Mateta at Palace would be a better option for Newcastle. Any option other than Sesko would be better, really. Sesko is an absolute rip-off. Whoever ends up getting him has been ripped off. They have been absolutely ripped off. Make no joke about it. Footy, who have you got to go down? Who have I got to go down? Burnley at 1,000,000%. Leeds, probably. Burnley, Leeds, and then it's a straight shot between the likes of West Ham, Wolves and Everton. Everton, I'm worried about. Yeah, Sunderland too. I think Sunderland could as well get dragged into it, but I just think Everton, they've not picked up the bodies. They're really struggling this summer. They've lost a load of people. Sunderland have had an amazing transfer window, and I think they'll do fine. I can't see them absolutely bottom at Christmas sort of thing, but I could see them maybe getting dragged into it and maybe going down. Of course, there's a chance all three that came up go down, but I can't see it. Taylor, yes, but we was in a title race last season and could have gone top if we beat Everton last season. Yeah, but mate, that was like December. That was December, and then you didn't win a game for like 2 months. You've also got to remember as well, Chelsea. You say it like Chelsea, mate. On the last day of the season, very last day of the season, Chelsea could have finished 7th. That's how low Chelsea could have finished going into the final game of the season against Forest. If results on that day had gone else, if maybe they'd got beat by Forest and results elsewhere, Chelsea could have finished 7th. So this nonsense, this absolute nonsense that Chelsea are going to challenge, I'm sorry, doesn't wash. Does not wash. Eddie Allen, I'm a Scottish Newcastle fan. I'm fearing for us. What's your thoughts? I wouldn't fear. I think Newcastle have still got a very good side. I mean, you might lose, but you are going to lose Isak, aren't you? You are going to lose Isak, but you'll still be fine. You'll be fine. You'll get Wisser. You'll get maybe Rodrigo Muniz, someone like that in. You'll still be comfortably, I think, top 6, top 7. You're a good side, good club. You'll be fine. Liam Vernon, Everton won't go down, not under Moyes. Why not? Sunderland did. Georgina, it was confirmed yesterday that that's the draw if we get through. Well, that will be good fun. Yeah, let's keep an eye on that one. Kyle, what's happening, ladies and gents? Come on, the girls. Good to see you, Kyle. We'll do the lineup shortly. Let's have a look at the Rangers lineups. Ryan, the way he's acting too is insane. There's 2 teams after him and he's taken a week already. I mean, I can understand. I honestly think it just boils down to Newcastle are putting more cash in front of him, and Man United are like, we're Man United. So I think that's what it really just boils down to. Sesko, I think, maybe wants to go United in his heart of hearts, but Newcastle Newcastle cannot afford to lose this one. They can't afford to miss out on him. Right, so let's have a look at the old Rangers team for tonight's game. Dynamo Kiev, Skendia and Malmo all still 0-0, by the way. They've all kicked off in tonight's other Champions League games. Malmo and Copenhagen are 60 minutes gone. They're over an hour into that tie and still 0-0. Right, let's put the lineups up on the screen. If you want to check the lineups, you can go and check me out on YouTube and they'll be on the screen. There you go. So, for tonight's game, it's a penalty to Karabag. There you go. Karabag should be 1-0 up in a minute. Right, so Rangers have got Butland in goal. They've got Aaron's right back, Giga, Sutar and Jeff D in the defence. Diamande, Rothwell and Cameron in midfield. Lyle Cameron coming in. Still only played 1 game for Rangers this season, since he's obviously signed for Dundee, from Dundee rather. I'm not sure. This feels like a big test for him. This feels like a really, really big test. And then on the right-hand side, they've got Oliver Antman, who again has come in from Go Ahead Eagles. He had a really, really good spell in the Eredivisie last year. 21 goals and assists in 32 games for Go Ahead Eagles, the Finnish winger. So he'll be one to watch tonight, Oliver Antman. Really good signing for Rangers, that I think. Antman on the right, Gassama on the left. We've lots of time for Gassama on this channel. Fabulous young player. I think he'll do really well. And then it's Dessers up front. So, again, just to recap, Butland in goal, Aarons, Giga, Sutar and Jefty. Diamande, Rothwell and Cameron in midfield. Antman, Dessers and Gassama up front. For Viktoria Plzen, it's Riegler in goal, Jamelka, Markovic and Dway at the back. Spasil left back, Memic right back, Ladra, Cherv and Panos in midfield. And then it's Matej Vidra who you might remember from the Premier League, from his days at Burnley, Derby, Watford, everywhere, hasn't he, Matthijs Vydra? He's playing in the number 10 position behind the danger man, Rafiu Djurasinmi. Djurasinmi, very, very Yakubu-esque, let's call him. Yakubu-esque. He's big, he's strong, he can turn, he can go in behind. He's got a decent scoring record since he's moved to Pilsen. He's still only young as well, 22 years of age, so there's a little bit of maybe the Francolinos or the Samus about him, other top European forwards at other clubs, but a very, very similar build, big lad, and he'll cause some problems at the back for Sutar tonight, certainly. I imagine he might peel off onto Sutar tonight, so we'll be seeing how he gets on. Kyle, probably just as well that Tav ain't starting. He'd be more valuable now if we ground him up and put him in the burgers and pies at half time. Daz, big up. What's your 11 for Sunday now? Seen loads of players yesterday. Yeah, Liverpool were really good on Sunday. Liverpool really good last night, weren't they? Dan Vance, how's it going? Both teams to score. I think BTTS is not a bad shout tonight, actually. Yeah, not a bad shout at all. B. McCarran was away the weekend, then back now. How's things? Well, I've been poorly. That's why I was off last night. I was meant to do the Liverpool game last night. I was meant to do it. I was absolutely dreadful. I felt terrible. I couldn't do it, and yeah, I just felt awful. So I didn't do it last night. Didn't do it. B. McCarran, did you see the Zalgiris protest? I didn't know. What's the Zalgiris protest? I haven't seen it. What's happened? Footy, interesting Everton. I thought they were doing good business. What business? What business is Everton doing that's good, would you say? I don't think Everton have done good business. Taylor, my opinion is that Chelsea will be in a title race 100%. I just have that sort of feeling. I don't know, mate. I really don't know. I don't think Chelsea have got enough to be in a title race. To be in a title race, you've got to have a very, very solid goalkeeper. You've got to have a very, very solid defence. Chelsea have neither. Now, they might have a decent midfield. They might have some good wingers. They might have a decent centre-forward or two. But they always fall away. They fell away last year. And, doesn't matter how many stars they've got on the pitch, Chelsea are not going to be in a title race, in my opinion, anyway. Dan, I am so good. What about you, mate? I've been poorly yesterday, but otherwise I'm pretty good. Daz, do you think we'll get Isak and Gay? Yes, I do. I certainly think we'll get Isak. Gay, that might be next summer. B. McCarran, all 3 suitcases through on the pitch or something. Protest for the manager to go. Oh, loads of suitcases through on the pitch. I haven't seen it. Crazy. FM No Casuals, 1 shot on target in the Malmo game. Yeah, they're an hour into that one, aren't they? Malmo and Copenhagen. Footy, do you not think Everton are doing good business? I don't think Everton are doing good business, no. Who have Everton brought in? Really? They've brought in Tierno Barry. He hasn't got a kick for them in pre-season. They still prefer Beto. Moyes still prefers Beto as his centre-forward. That doesn't bode well, because Beto wasn't good enough last year, but he's still starting. Moyes has got a good closer look at Tierno Barry. And look, Tierno Barry I think is a talented young centre-forward, but I think it's evident he's not ready to go into the Premier League and start straight away. I think he's going to be one of them that beds in, and maybe over time, maybe it's next year before we see the best of Tierno Barry, and we might see him a little bit off the bench, but he's still only coming in as a backup option. Who else have they brought in? Asnu, left back from Bayern Munich, doesn't start. Still, again, doesn't start. Doesn't actually improve the first 11. Mikolenko's going to be starting over him. So Asnu will be on the bench. Don't see that as a massive improvement for him. Who else have they brought in? Alcaraz. They had him last season. Don't think he really contributed all that much. I don't think he's a game-changing signing per se. And obviously they're very close to bringing in Kee and Dewsbury Hall. But Kee and Dewsbury Hall is 27 years of age. He spent his best years playing in that number 10 or kind of left wing position for Leicester. And I think he's got, is it 3 assists? 3 goals and assists or something like that? Or it's not 3 actually, I think it's more like 5 or 6. Either way, he's got a handful, but really like 5 or 6, 6 or 7, something like that in 70 odd games in the Premier League. He's done it at Championship level, fine at Championship level, very good at Championship level. But as soon as he steps up to the Premier League, Kieran Dewsbury-Hall has been found wanting. He's not that player. He isn't that player. And I think Everton fans are going to be surprised that they've basically paid the best part of 30 million quid for another Dwight McNeil. I actually don't think he's as good as Dwight McNeil. I think Dwight McNeil's better than Kieran Dewsbury-Hall, to be honest. And Everton fans aren't mad on Dwight McNeil, so yeah. B. McCarron, Villa getting Evan Gesand finally a signing. I thought Gesand was going to Palace. Daft Adam, Everton good business equals Calvert-Lewin off the books. Footy, KDH, Barry, Asnu and potentially Lewis, Brown, Hill and Kubo, Dibbling. Well, Dibbling they've been priced out of today. Yeah, they've moved on. They're not going after Dibbling now. Everton have been basically told by Southampton, look, if you want him, it's 50 million quid and a 25% sell-on fee. And Everton have just gone, whoa, that's well out of our price range. So Everton are now moving on to another signing. And again, it's getting on to 2-3 weeks left, and it's going to be difficult for him to wrap up 8 or 9 signings. It really is. Mark, you won't get Isak unless we get a suitable replacement. You won't keep Isak, let me say that. You're saying we won't get Isak. You will not keep Isak because it's incredibly bad business if you do. So I think Isak ends up at Liverpool come hell or high water at the end of this window. Even if it means you're playing Anthony Gordon up front, you will sell Isak. I absolutely assure you of that. It'll be a ridiculous decision if Newcastle keep hold of him. That seems to be the strength of feeling from Isak, and I don't see it being a repairable bridge. I think those bridges are absolutely burnt now. I can't see the bit. Maybe that's what the meeting was about yesterday. Maybe that's what it was about. Mackie 94, where are we at? Sesko going to Man United. It looks so. Mark, it would be a more ridiculous decision to play Gordon up front. Well, listen, Anthony Gordon was saying in an interview himself the other day that he felt that was what he would be prepared to do. He was like, I've played up front before, I'll play up front. Why would he even mention it in an interview if that hadn't been discussed behind the scenes? I think it might be. They might end up with Barnes, Gordon and Ilanga as the front three. It's entirely plausible. Maybe with Wissa coming in. Wissa seems to be one that one seems close, doesn't it? You'll get Wissa, I think, no matter what. B. McCarron, here we go from Romano. 30 mil plus 5 in add-ons. Oh, nice. Okay. Good stuff. Ian Young, reckon we loan Newcastle Richard Hughes to get a deal for a striker over the line. Like it. Daft Adam, is that the 98-99 Fiorentina shirt behind you, mate? Sure, it got Batistuta on the back. It is, mate. Yes, it is that one. It hasn't got Batistuta on the back. The only shirt that I've got behind me with anything on the back is the PSG one, which has got Ronaldinho on. That's the only one I've got. Ian Youngcock, Newcastle should go for Mateta. I think they need someone, don't they? They need someone. Mick, 1967, listening to the vile anti-Catholic rhetoric spewing from the stands tonight. Hopefully UEFA take action and close part of the stadium again. Well, I won't hear it because I've not got the commentary on, so I can't hear the thing on there, to be honest, mate. Finners Matty, how's it going, Matty? Good to see you. Thoughts on Morton going to Lyon? I think Lyon have ripped us off. I think Lyon have ripped us off. 15 million quid is an absolute bargain for that lad. He's absolutely brilliant. He got the assist for the winner in the England European Championships under-21 final this summer, didn't he? Created the winner in the final against Germany. Terrific player, really, really top player, and I think he wouldn't look out of place in any top half Premier League side, I would say. Let me rephrase that. Teams outside the top 6, any down from that, I think he'd be fine. And I think you could put Morton in Fulham's midfield, he'd do well. I think you could put him in Brentford's, even in Brighton's maybe. I think he'd do very, very well. Very talented midfielder. And I think, put it this way, he's about 6 months older, I think, than Adam Wharton. And they both played at Blackburn. The only difference is that Wharton went to Palace, and Wharton ended up getting a year or two's sort of football experience under his belt, playing regularly, whereas Morton went back to Liverpool and sat on the bench. It was a bad year for him last year because I don't know if it was Arne Slot maybe said to him, come back, let me have a look at you, maybe you can get some minutes. He went back, he never ended up doing it. Never ended up getting any kick. So I feel sorry for him, but he's a very, very good player. Callum Coyle, what are you watching tomorrow, bro? I haven't put anything in for tomorrow because it doesn't really look like there's an awful lot on. But there might be a last-minute change to the programming with the Europa League, Champions League, and Conference League stuff kicking off. So maybe. Lisha, did you see Morton's move? Yes, I did, absolutely. Mackie 94, Wharton is class. Wharton is absolutely brilliant. He's one of my favourite non-Liverpool midfielders. But if you ask Blackburn fans, they'll tell you Tyler Morton was every bit as good. He was every bit as good. Very, very good player. Mick 1967, how's it going, mate? Good to see you. Finners Matty, Nice versus Benfica is on tomorrow. We can have a look. Yeah, we can have a look. We'll make a decision, certainly. Casa Hill, why do you not watch the Celtic game? Which Celtic game? Which one? Mackie 94, my mate is a Blackburn season ticket holder. He told me before he moved Palace he would be a Prem starter. Casa Hill the other day for the opener. Because it was on at about 4:30, I think, and it would have been very, very tight for a changeover between. We already had booked in Bournemouth and West Ham, so I was going to watch Anderlecht and then I was going to watch Celtic, and in the end I just said, no, we'll do the early game and we'll do the late game, and Celtic would have been smack bang in the middle. So, yeah, I didn't watch the Celtic game just because it would have been too tight of a turnaround for the game that we already had in later that night. But I'm sure we'll watch more Celtic games throughout the season. Might be Champions League games coming up, I'm sure. So, yeah, we'll have opportunities to watch Celtic, definitely. Keno, Rangers game tonight. Yeah, absolutely. Rangers against Viktoria. I'm going to have to find out how you pronounce that. How to pronounce. Plzen. Viktoria Plzen. Yeah, Plzen. There you go. Plzen. Viktoria Plzen. That's how you say it. Jim, low scoring matches today. It's looking like it so far, isn't it? Yeah. Ollie Marley, where were you yesterday? I was ill, Ollie. I was poorly sick. So I didn't do any. Well, I did watch the Liverpool games, but I didn't stream them. Ollie, I thought you were doing Accrington Stanley. I was going to do Accrington and Oldham, but that's until there was a change in programming and they actually decided to put Rangers on the telly. It was meant to be Accrington and Oldham. That was the game I was going to do. And then I decided, actually, well, look, we promised that we would do Rangers and Plzen if it was on. And it wasn't on, so I was going to watch Accrington and Oldham, and then last minute, they decided it was on. Alex Macklin, young Rio, outstanding last night, though. Yeah, he was brilliant. Absolutely terrific. Keno, are you streaming it? What do you mean am I streaming it? I'm watching it. Yeah, I'm watching it. Mackie94, where do you think Grealish will go? Everton and Napoli after him. I imagine he'll go to Everton. Yeah, it'll be easier for him. He doesn't have to move the kids, doesn't have to move house. Easy, innit? Stay in the Premier League. Still got a point to prove. I think he'll stay. He'll go to Everton. Keno, like, are you showing the game live? You can't show games live, Keno. If you show games live, channel gets banned, Chief. Jerry Ortega says 6-0 Rangers. 6-0 Rangers. Can't see it being 6-0. I think you'll do well if you get a draw. I've done it before, never got banned. Show it then. Show it, I'll watch yours. You go and show it, I'll watch yours. Cheaper on yours. Mackie94, what side Rangers on, mate? It's on BBC, mate. Mick1967, absolute joke. 6 English clubs backed with foreign money in the Champions League. That's, yeah, true enough. True enough. I'm a big believer, mate. You should get the Champions League back to just the champions of each league. Alex, damn, Newcastle have been properly little broed this summer. Oh, sweet Lord. Alright, there you go. Sorry. Ostermorg, how's it going? Good to see you, man. Finners, do you think Isak will still come to Liverpool? Yes, I am absolutely certain that Isak still comes to Liverpool. I'd be astonished if he didn't. Absolutely astonished if Isak doesn't come to Liverpool. What a mad, mad situation that would be if Isak doesn't come to Liverpool. It'd be the worst decision Newcastle would make. I just can't see it happening. Like I said, I think he comes to Liverpool even if it means Anthony Gordon's playing centre forward for him. I think that's how likely it is. Lisha, do you have to do that stupid puzzle every time? What stupid puzzle? Kyle, I think there's a high probability of Liverpool replace Núñez. Well, yeah, listen, we'll sell Núñez. Isak will come in. That'll be what's happening. Bobby Clark going to Derby on loan. Capture thing. Yeah, but that wasn't what that was then. That was something else. I'm really looking forward to seeing how Gassama does today. But obviously Antman as well, I think he's going to be an interesting one. Did really, really well for Go Ahead Eagles last year in the Eredivisie. DBLFC, Isak to Liverpool, even if Man U gets Sesko. Yes, absolutely. I think even if Man U gets Sesko, Liverpool will still get Isak because Newcastle will know they can't reintegrate him back into the team. They can't do it. They cannot do it. Like I said, the best analogy is like saying it's like having a Porsche on the drive with no wheels. You can't drive it. You might as well sell it. You literally can't drive it. So he's got to go. He's got to go. And plus, you're going to get Wisser in. Wisser will come in for sure. If Wisser comes in, there's other strikers who I think Newcastle could get at short notice, because it won't just be Sesko. They won't have all their eggs in the Sesko basket. They'll have other players who they're targeting. Yeah, they'll have other players. This year will be even funnier if Liverpool end up paying the big bucks for Isak to flop. To be honest, even if he did flop, I still think we'd win the league. I think if you started the season tomorrow with Liverpool's attack as it is, we'd win the league. If you bring Isak in, you've got to look at it as Liverpool. Liverpool pissed the league title last year, and we've somehow managed to improve. I just don't really think there's. I would be astonished if Isak came in and flopped. The only thing I could see happening is maybe Isak ends up possibly getting injured, and maybe injuries take the toll. But yeah, even just watching that last night, Salah, Ekatike and Wirtz with Gakpo on the left, unstoppable, absolutely unstoppable. Finners Matty, thoughts on Rio and Gamoa? Incredible, 16 years of age. Arsenal fans going mad about Max Darman. Arsenal fans going mad about Max Darman, who's 15. Rio's only, a few less than a year. I think he's a year older, less than that. He's 16. So Darman's 15, Rio's 16, and we're all shouting about how amazing Darman is and how There was Arsenal fans saying he's comparable to Lamine Yamal. What's he done? Won a penalty against Newcastle. What did he do? He's not done what Rio and Gamoa's done. Bruno, how's it going, mate? Good to see you. How's things? Right, the players are coming out here now. At a packed Ibrox. Toes, boy's going to be a star if he stays fit and level-headed. Kyle H, is it possible to flop more than Nunes? What, mate? Nunes? Why are we having Nunes as a flop? I don't think Nunes is a flop. He's come in. He's won the Premier League title. He's won the FA Cup, the League Cup. He's been in Champions League latter stages. He's scored very big goals for Liverpool, and we'll sell him for about what we ended up paying for him. I think you can't call Nunes a flop. I wouldn't call Nunes a flop. Not a chance. Højlund's a flop. That's what you would consider a flop. Flop isn't a player who comes in, wins loads of stuff, plays lots of times in a very successful team, and then leaves for about the price that we paid for him. That's not a flop. Ollie Marley, when are you going to update the schedule? I would have done it on Monday, mate, but I was ill yesterday. I was ill. Kyle H, I'm not a fan of Nunes at all. He's the Liverpool version of Dessers. Well, as I say, if Dessers wins half of what Nunes does at Rangers and leaves for about what you've paid for him, I wouldn't call him a flop. You can be not a fan of him. Don't get me wrong, I don't think Arne Slot is a massive fan of Darwin Nunes. That's why he's trying to move him on. But there's definitely, when you look at the amount of, you say he's missed countless sitters. He has missed sitters, yes, he absolutely has missed sitters. Darwin Nunes has missed lots of sitters. He's also created lots of goals out of absolutely nothing. He's come off the bench and won us games on his own. He's that sort of a player as well. So yeah, he's totally and utterly unpredictable. He's an enigma. Lots of Liverpool fans really, really like him still and would quite happily keep him, me included. And I've watched every minute Darwin Nunes has played for Liverpool. Love him to bits. Would quite happily keep him at Liverpool. Even if that meant Isak didn't come. If we ended up just with Nunes and Isak, we couldn't get it done for whatever reason. It's fine. No problem. No problem with that. Good player. He's been our most prolific player in pre-season. Again, he can score. He can score. Calstead, if you had to put all your money on one team which has been promoted to stay up, which one are you picking? Sunderland. Sunderland. Lisha, I don't think that terminology makes sense. Just because the team around you succeeds doesn't mean you were a success. I didn't say he was a success. I didn't say he was a success. I said he wasn't a failure. Those two things are not the same. I didn't say he was a success. I just said he wasn't a failure. That doesn't mean they are the same thing. Kyle, he's the last one I'd want through on goal, 1v1 with the keeper. He just makes me nervous, man. And yeah, and that, again, that's fair enough too. That is fair enough too. But you won't find many strikers who work harder than Darwin Núñez. You won't find many strikers who are faster or stronger than Darwin Núñez. I actually think, I've said this many, many times before, Darwin Núñez has more goals in his locker than Alexander Isak does. Doesn't mean he's a better striker, but he can score goals that Isak can't. He's better in the air. I think he's probably quicker. I think he can score goals from distance. Isak can't really do that. But, you know, by balance, Isak's also much more consistent, much smarter, better movement, good finisher. Yeah, so... Right, so 25 seconds into this one, and it's gone straight up towards the Viktoria Plzen, the end that they're attacking. Looks quite windy at Ibrox today, but Plzen have already started attacking. Long throw into the box. It's come out to the edge of the area. Shots. Well wide. Well wide. Finners Matty, have you seen the rumours of Nathan Collins to Liverpool? I have, mate, yeah. Again, I wouldn't be overly surprised if we went and got him instead of Gay, or maybe even with Gay. I guess it depends if Kanate's leaving or not. Ollie Marley, what games are you watching this weekend? I'm watching Wrexham, Sheffield United, Celtic, Liverpool. I haven't made a firm decision either way. I would guess it would be Southampton and Wrexham would be one of them, sure. Sheffield United will also be one of them. And then we need to make a decision on the 3 o'clocks. Rangers down the left-hand side here. Scott, I'd take Elliott and 100 mil for Isak. That's nice, Scott. That's nice. FM Hull Casuals, people love twisting words. I don't necessarily think he twisted the words. I just don't necessarily think he grasped the difference and the nuance in what we were saying. Calstead, I think regular game time abroad would benefit him. Alex Macklin, did you see Isak speeding away from the fans outside the training ground? I did, yeah. Calstead, he's not technically as good as Isak. No, he's not. He's not, absolutely. Be yourself, Dylan. Hey, just back after first day performing at the Edinburgh Fringe. Nice. Love to see it, man. That's awesome. How did you find it? Did you enjoy it? And thank you for the gift as well. Thank you. That's wicked. Love that. Joe, how's it going? Oh, don't pull that face, Joe. Ostermore Collins has just been made Brentford captain, hasn't he? I didn't see. If he has, that makes sense. Yeah, good player. That might be a plan to try and keep him. But he's certainly been linked with a move away. It's a long ball forward. Flick on. And it's gone out for a throw-in for Jeffy to take on this left-hand side. Be yourself, Dylan. Yes, it was great. Great noise all around. People cheering and clapping. Amazing. You love it. Love it. Joe, we could still possibly get him. You're not getting Sesko. You're not getting Sesko. Alex Macklin, Wissa's going to Newcastle. Yeah, Wissa will do. Ostermorg, surely Brentford can't let Nathan Collins go. I guess it depends if they get a good offer for him or not. This is the thing. I mean, if they've gone out and got whatever it is, 70 million for Mbermo, probably going to get about 45 for Wissa. they might end up getting 45, well, probably more than that, probably more like 55, 60, wouldn't it, for Nathan Collins? So, I don't know. They need to spend some money. They haven't really spent any, have they? Kyle, everybody has their price, mate. Exactly. Yeah, that's it. Bang on the money, Kyle. Everybody has their price. Doesn't matter who it is. BSL Dillon United bidding 75 million for Sesko. It's been an interesting couple of days, hasn't it, in the transfer market? I feel like we've not spoke about it because I was ill yesterday. I didn't really do I didn't do the Liverpool game, so I ended up. It's the first night we've not spoken in a while. I missed yous. Joe, we have to get Malik Tiao though. Yeah, you definitely need a centre back, don't you? Rangers, just tried to. Rothwell whipping it into feet. He tried to reach Antman, but just couldn't quite get it to him. Surprised. Dowell. Christ, Dowell has been starting pretty much every game under Russell Martin. Why is he not starting tonight? Jaden, who's going to win the Prem in your opinion? I think it's Liverpool. Natalie Jane Whiteman, hi, I support Newcastle. Great stuff. No worries, Natalie. Good to see. Good to have another Geordie on. Plenty of barcodes in the chat. Be yourself, Dylan. I missed you very much. Always love the football talk. Missed you too, mate. I'm glad to hear your performance in Edinburgh went really well, though. Jaden, I think Chelsea. Chelsea? Why are people saying Chelsea? You're not going to win the Premier League with Robert Sanchez in goal, for God's sake. Robert Sanchez, tossing Adrabayo, Badiashile. You don't win that with that defence. You just don't. You do not win it. Not a chance. Chelsea, by the way, a reminder, Chelsea could have finished 7th in the Premier League on the last day of the season. That's how low down Chelsea could have finished. 7th. So the idea that they're going to go from potentially 7th to potentially champions, come on. Ostermorg, I'm surprised that Will Wright got minutes yesterday. Yeah, he looked very raw, didn't he? Will Wright. He definitely looked raw. Rangers pushing forward, and again they've left themselves a little bit exposed here on the right hand side. Plzen coming forward. Ball whipped in. Jurasinmi, header. Ooh, unlucky. Got up well there. And he peeled off onto the back stick onto Aarons, and that's the last thing Rangers want is Jurasinmi up against Aarons at that back stick, because he'll win that one every single time. It was just hung up, and yeah, he wins the header quite easily, but can't quite get it on target. First real chance, I guess, of the half chance of the game. 7 minutes in, and Rangers probably having more of the ball, but Plzen, I would argue, probably doing a little bit more with it when they are getting it. Kyle, if a club as rich as Newcastle can lose Isak to a competitor club, then anyone can go anywhere, really. A competitor club? Liverpool aren't a competitor club of Newcastle. A competitor club? That's it's a loose term if you're saying that's a competitor. Not a competitor. Lisha, you don't win the league either with Frimpong and Kirkes as your fullback partners either, Kee. But you can't watch much football then. You can't have watched much football because Frimpong won the league in Germany. And I'll tell you something, based off yesterday, Frimpong might well be our best signing. Frimpong was incredible yesterday. I really like him. I think he's going to be terrific. He was brilliant at right back yesterday. And Kirkes was arguably the best left back in the league last season. Maybe he wasn't, maybe some people think others, but I tell you what, Kirkes was 100% top 3. And Bournemouth didn't do too badly, did they? I think if Bournemouth had a half-decent centre-forward, then they might have ended up maybe getting Champions League themselves. Ostermorg, how he plays like a 3-back. They're like wing backs, which is what they're best at. I thought defensively he was brilliant yesterday. Honestly, everyone was saying how he's really exposed defensively. He was up against Nico Williams, and I don't think Nico Williams got the better of him once. He had Nico Williams on that side, and Kirkers had Inaki Williams on the other side. They had him wrapped up. FM No Casuals, Liverpool and Newcastle same level, Key. Come on. Let's not play silly beggars. Absolutely pocketed Williams, says Ostermorg. He did, didn't he? Rangers in. Good chance. Far post. Great defending header from Plzen. I tell you what, that's the first real chance for Rangers. Didn't get anything on it, mind, but ball got whipped in from the far side. Keeper in no man's land. And it was just waiting. It was waiting for Dessers to get something on it at the far stick. In the end, he couldn't get to it. And it was cleared away. HGC Iraqi in Viktoria Plzen. Iraqi? Jaden, but some great signings. Be honest, Chelsea has some amazing signings. They've made some half-decent signings, but I don't think the signings that really push Chelsea on. Like, you're prioritising Garnacho and Javi Simons when you desperately need a goalkeeper and a centre-back. Go and get a goalkeeper and a centre-back, I might agree with you. If you went and spent the big money on, even if it was someone like Mark Gay, if you went to sign Mark Gay and Donnarumma, I'd probably say, do you know what, you got every chance. Every chance. Kyle, competitor club means they play in the same league, that's all. Okay, well, I mean, I wouldn't have said that. I would have said a competitor club, someone who's competing for the same things. Newcastle aren't really competing for what Liverpool are competing for. But if by your definition, then yes, Kyle, I would say fair enough. If it's just a case of playing in the same league. This is good play by Plzen, carrying the ball forward. Durasinmi is winning an awful lot, and he's managed to keep hold of it. Good play that by the centre forward. Very good play. Joel says Howe would do wonders with Jackson. I think, honestly, Eddie Howe would do well with pretty much any centre forward you give him. If you give him Rodrigo Muniz, I think he'd do all right. He's another one you've been linked with. Lots of good centre forwards you could get for Eddie Howe. It's not just a case of, Sesko or no one. Plenty of good centre forwards available. HGC, where are you from? I'm from the UK, mate, England. Be yourself, Dylan, apple juice or orange juice? Ooh, that's a good question. If it's fresh, I would say I prefer orange juice. I remember going to Greece last year and there was a fella who was just right by the front in Rhodes. Right by the Colossus, actually. And it was just little wooden seat and this machine where he just whacked oranges in and just little by hand churned it into a cup, and it was like the best €2. We paid for like 3-4 of us. We all got a thing. It was only €2 for everything. And it was unreal. Just felt like I was drinking freshness, drinking sunshine. So I like that. But yeah, you can't beat a bit of apple juice at breakfast as well. That guy in the bed, Evan Gessand, is on his way to Villa. I thought he was going to Palace. That's not a bad move for Villa, that. Neil Mathers, Christ, Plzen are a defensive side. I think they've seen how Rangers played on the counter against Panathinaikos. I think they're probably looking at it and going, bloody hell, we need to be guarded here. So I think they're probably just limiting risks and feeling their way into the match. Maybe they're playing in phases. That's what a lot of European teams and a lot of European games tend to be now, isn't it? Start the game and just kind of ride out the first 15-20 minutes. quieting the crowd down. It might be a bit of that from Plzen. Play the occasion, not the team. Try and quiet Ibrox down, and then, you know, pick them off on the counter. Oh, great chance. Rangers are in. It's 1-0. There you go. What a goal. And it's Gassama. It was always likely to be Gassama down that left-hand side. Rangers have scored. Wonderful play. Very, very sharp play. He picks it up. He knocks it into, I think it was to Dessers. And Dessers just manages to knock it back in. He's one-on-one with the keeper on this left-hand side. And he just curls it into the far corner. Get in. Gassama. Great goal. Is it Dessers who he plays it into? It is. Plays it into Dessers' feet. Dessers takes a good touch. Plays it back in. Gassama's never offside. And a nice slots it into the far corner. There you go. That's so much for Plzen playing the occasion. They can't play the occasion now. 1-0 to Rangers. Have a bit of that. Have a bit of that. Great finish by Gassama. I tell you what, he's one to watch. He is one to watch. HGC, what was your reaction when Al Hilal defeated Man City? It was a pre-season tournament, so I didn't really care, to be honest. Pre-season friendlies, they don't really matter. Right, it's a corner to Plzen. That's a surprise decision from the referee. Not like a foul, that, to be honest, on Aaron's, but he's given the corner kick. And 15 minutes in, we've had a fast start here. Fast start. Wim, how's it going, Wim? Good to see you. How's things? Again, if you're new around here, please do give us a like and a share and a subscribe. It means an awful lot if you can like and subscribe. Ball played out to the edge of the box. Plzen. Really smart play. I think that might have been a handball if it gets dragged back. And it is. It is. This year, same pre-season friendly Frimpong played in yesterday, Key. Double standards. Well, it's not double standards because he's asking me to judge a team, not a player. It's not double standards. If it's just how does this player look based on this performance, you can make an objective decision. Like if he asked me how did you think Mitrovic played in the Club World Cup, you could give a view on that, couldn't you? You could give a view on that. But if you asked based on the Club World Cup, you know, are Al Hilal a good side? No, not really. It's that, innit? You can't really do it based off. You can't ask him. You can't give a view on a team, but you can certainly give a view on a player, I think. Be yourself, Dylan. Accrington 2, Oldham 0. Is it really? Get in there. Go on, Aki. I've got the Akis. Karabag are 1-0 up against Skendia. Dynamo Kiev and Paphos are still 0-0. Malmo and Copenhagen drew 0-0. Accrington 2-0 up. That's brilliant. What else are we missing tonight? Conference League. Not really anything there for us, is there? Steve McNair. Thanks for the stream, Key. Good to see you, man. Good to see you, Steve. Windmill Fay, why no Liverpool, Bilbao? I was ill, mate. I was poorly. Yeah, I was poorly yesterday, so I didn't end up doing the Liverpool v Bilbao stream. I watched it. I did watch it. I watched it with my dad, which was nice, actually. For the first time. One of the sad things of starting this channel is that I don't watch football with my dad anymore. And I used to watch every game with my dad. But now, because of this, I watch it with you, which is still lovely. I still enjoy it. My dad watches these games. So I don't really get to sit and watch it with my dad anymore. So it was nice. I was ill. I was sat on the couch. And I was just curled up under a blanket watching Liverpool with my dad. It was nice. He wasn't under the blanket. That would have been weird. But he was on the other couch. But we watched Liverpool together. And he enjoyed a whiskey, I think. In fact, he had a Japanese whiskey, a Suntory, I think it was. Steve McNair, what do we think about the live under 3.5 here? Ooh, under 3.5, I'm not sure about. Plzen are in, must be. How's he blocked that? What a block! Defensively, that was massive from Giga. I tell you what, Plzen should have scored, but forget about the should have scored. Incredible that by Giga. Great defensive work. That's got to be a foul, ref. You've got to pull that back. It's got to be a free kick to Rangers. No. That should have been a free kick. On the turn. He's all over Dessers. He's going to get a yellow card, surely. Steve McNally, I take it they've parked the bus now. Ostermorg, I was sat in the Sir Kenny Dalglish stand yesterday. Only watched the second game, though. All right, okay. Why was that? HG, CMV, Al Hilal's victory over Man City showed the world that money is not everything. I mean, money isn't everything. I agree with that sentiment, but I don't know in terms of football. Like I said, if Man City cared about the result, it wouldn't have been that scoreline. Play Man City in a normal game now. You get Al Hilal get the floor wiped with them. Steve McNally, Raskin, 30 million benched. Tavershite benched. FM No Casual says, bye-bye Malmo. Be yourself, Dylan. What's your favourite whiskey? My favourite would be... I like Angel's Envy. I mean, I'm not snobbish or posh or whatever. I quite happily, a JD, gentleman's JD, single barrel select, nice posh version, but still ultimately just JD. I'm fine with that. But that is my tipple. I don't really drink at all, but if I do, it's usually a JD or a nice Suntory. Rangers again, must be chance off the line, Plzen, and it's into the stands on the rebound. Oh, it was Antman. Antman very nearly scored on his debut. It would have been as well. Great play down the left hand side again by Gassama. He is cutting him apart. The lad plays it across, and Antman with the shot. Is it his own player who clears it off the line here? I think this might have been going in if not for Dessers. I think Dessers knocks it away. No, it's not. It is the Plzen defender. Oh. Steve McNally, you're dying to laugh. Scouse, go on a wee smile. Ostermorg thought the second game looked better, but missed out on watching Rio. Mate, both games were brilliant. I thought both games were fantastic in different ways. Obviously, different teams. James, AFCB, do you think Bournemouth will keep Zabarnyi? I don't, mate, no. I don't, sadly. I think Zabarnyi goes 70 million quid. Yeah, I think he goes. And that's probably a smart deal, isn't it, for Bournemouth? You picked him up for peanuts. You're selling him for 70 million quid. That's all right. Steve McNally, Antman is Deckman coming next week. Kyle H, my brother-in-law is a stillman just down the road from me at Talisker Distillery. So I've mentioned a few times on this channel. I've got family up in Scotland, and my relative up that way, she lives about 20 minutes. It's on the way past Dumfries and Galloway, or you kind of around that way. And as you get about 20 minutes from her gaff, you go past a little independent distillery. I can't remember for the life of me which one it is, but I always say every time we drive past it, gotta stop there and get one of them. That's going to be amazing. Let's go and try it. AM10, have you seen Bobby Clark has joined Derby on loan? I haven't, no. To be honest, his career's kind of gone off the rails, hasn't it, since he left Liverpool. Kyle, we've done that one. Sorry. James, he played the whole of the summer series, which makes me think he might stay. Hopefully he does. Listen, I really like Bournemouth, mate. I was rooting for you last season. I was kind of hoping you'd make the Champions League in the end, but it was a difficult summer for you. You've lost Hyson, you've lost Kirkes, you've lost Kepa. You might well lose Zabarnyi. You have to do well in the next couple of weeks to try and replace them, because apart from the fella on the left hand side, Truffert, you've not really gone a whole way of replacing him, have you? FM No Casuals, Annandale Distillery. Let me check. Let me see which one it is now. I'll try and figure it out. I don't think it's that one. No, it's not that. At least I don't think it is. No, it's Bladnoch. It's Bladnoch. That's what it is. Bladnoch. Slavia, how's it going? Jebat Rangers. James FCB, we are linked with a few defenders. You're going to have to get a few in the door, mate. Rangers pushing forward. Plzen not really able to get the foot on the ball, to be honest. It's been a really positive start for Rangers. 1-0 up. You can see Russell Martin applauding. But do you know what? Again, if you're a Rangers fan, if you're Russell Martin, you've got to be looking at this and thinking, well, we had this sort of a position, this position of strength against Motherwell at the weekend. We end up throwing it away. So I'm sure in Russell Martin's mind here, he's looking and thinking, we've got to get a second. We've got to get a second. Have to get a second. Slavia, what do you think of the Slavia jerseys this season? Chance League versus Rangers. I don't know what the second comment means, but Slavia jerseys this season, yeah, they look okay. I'm not a massive fan of the home, but I think the away kit I've seen, and it was quite nice. If I remember it rightly, that might even be last season. Let me have a look. I had a look at Slavia's away. And just see if it is that right one. It is. It's that the dark. It's like a black one, isn't it, with the gold star? Like it. Yeah, very nice. Gassama, the way that this kid is playing, I honestly think Rangers have got an absolute gem on their hands. You know, they've picked him up from Sheffield Wednesday, haven't they? Obviously, he came out of the PSG Academy. He's still only 21. Still only 21. And he was born in Mauritania as well, so he might be the first Mauritanian to play... I don't know if there's any Mauritanian players in the Premier League or the Champions League. Certainly not in the Champions League proper. I'm not aware of any Mauritanian superstars, but he might well be the first. He's been terrific. Absolutely terrific. Really good start to his Rangers career. He got 10 in 78 for Sheffield Wednesday for a couple of years. And, yeah, great signing for Rangers. That already looks a really, really strong signing. £2.2 million as well. 2.2 million quid, and he's on a 4-year contract. They'll get 10 times that minimum for him next summer. 10 times that. Slavia, are you watching Plzen versus Rangers? I am, mate. Yes, I am. It's Rangers 1, Plzen 0 currently. Ball's cleared away to the edge of the box, and Aarons gets it back out wide to Diamande. Rangers just knocking it around at the back here. Sutar's been, I think, quite impressive this season. And Giga as well, I think, at the back. That's not a bad little partnership, to be honest. Yet to be convinced of Aaron's, but he's still got a bit of time to maybe bed in. Gassama shining for Rangers at left wing reminds me of how good Rabbi Matondo was last year. Sad to see how much he's fallen. Where is Rabbi Matondo now? Oh, Rabbi Matondo, not Rabbi Matondo. Where's Rabbi Matondo? He's still at Rangers, isn't he? I know he went out on loan. Where was it he went to? Was it Hanover? Yeah, so he hasn't really got a kick since then, has he? Well, the bench tonight, by the way, for Rangers is Tavernier, Rice, Raskin, Kelly, Gentles, Fernandez, Dowell, Danilo Pereira, Finlay Curtis, Cortez, Barron, and Bajrami. So, no Matondo on the bench. No Tilo Asgard as well. Again, I'm still surprised to see we've not seen Tilo Asgard. What's going on with Hamza Igamane as well? What's going on with Igamane? What's going on with Tilo Asgard? Oh, who's got a yellow card here? I think it's Raskin's just picked up a yellow card for something. And he's on the bench. I think he must have kicked the ball away or something. Did he kick it away? Oh, yeah, come on. There you go. That's what it was. It was for interfering with play. It was a Pilsen defender tried to throw the ball in, and for some reason Raskin went over and grabbed him by the arm. I'm not entirely sure why. It's just been a yellow card out for him. Silly, really, that, isn't it? Silly. To get a yellow card for something so stupid. Pilsen with a shot from distance. Miles wide. Miles wide. WATP, Matondo's injured. Ostermorg, I thought Nallo did well yesterday. Looks like he's recovered from that red versus PSV. I thought he was terrible as well. I remember saying to my dad yesterday, because he had a couple of things that he did that, you look at and thought, oh, he was okay, but I thought he was really, like, a little bit reckless, a little bit all over the place with some of his decision-making. Will Wright's clearly not ready, but it was lovely to obviously see him get his debut. Hi, Robert, how's it going? Stephen McAnally, Raskin's not even on. He's got a yellow arm to another player. Kyle H, we're looking to offload him at the moment, but I liked him. He had a few games in a row just before going on loan where he was brilliant. WATP, Celtic interfere in other ways. Ostermorg, I thought Nallo was alright. Yeah, but he was okay. He was okay, but whenever I watched him yesterday, me and my dad was talking about it, and I said I didn't think he was brilliant. Same with Will Wright. But again, they're only young lads. It's only a friendly. It doesn't mean an awful lot, does it? Baz never liked Southampton away. Richard, R.I.P. Diogo Jota from a Spurs fan. That's nice of you to say, Richard. And best of luck to Spurs this season. I think Spurs will have a good season under Thomas Frank. Baz always loved Grealish. Is Grealish going to Everton then, Baz? Is that what's happening? Lisha, believe it or not, he comes in regularly into my work. Really lovely guy. Who? Grealish? Really? Pilsen coming forward. They get the ball back out wide. Pilsen now putting all the pressure on Rangers as we go into the last 10 minutes before half time. Floated over to the far post. Headed back into the box. Cleared away by Rangers only as far as the edge. And it's miles wide again. A shot from about 25 yards out. Jim really thought Dynamo would score at least 2. I mean, Dynamo, I just thought they'd at least get a win, but... Accrington 3-0 up against Oldham. WATP, Kyogo at Birmingham. What about Kyogo at Birmingham? Nice blue shirt. Robert, Liverpool fans are saying Wright is going to be the best in the world, but saying it right now is ridiculous. Maybe he could become good, but come on now. Can't say it at that age. Yeah, he was. He's only played a couple of games for Salford, and he's still only 18. So it's the same reason why you can't really say anything about Rio and Gamoa or Dowman. Yeah, they're still young. They're still growing. You know, lots change. Lots and lots change between 16 and 21, 22. We've seen it before. Some players end up almost growing and then having injury problems off the back of that. Steven Gerrard, it happened to. He had to have major work, Steven Gerrard, because he was getting lots of muscle injuries and all sorts. It's the same with lots of other players who've had to retire as a result of that. And sometimes your body doesn't quite work how you want it to. Chimey, how's it going? Hey Key, hey chat. Rangers down the right hand side here. Antman lays it off to the edge. Got to shoot there. Got to shoot. It's gone out to Aaron's shot. Corner kick. Baz, Grealish is our new target now, apparently. Yeah, because I was going to say, it looks like you're not getting Diblin now, doesn't it? It looks like Everton aren't getting Tyler Diblin. He's maybe a bit too pricey. Lisha, no, you forget I'm from Scotland. Talking about Rabbi, why do I keep saying Rabbi Matondo? Rabbi Matondo, sorry. Baz, craving the Dewsbury Hall announcement as well. You'll get Dewsbury Hall. That'll be it done. That'll be fine. Dewsbury Hall, you'll get done, but I don't think he really moves Everton on. We were saying before, I just don't think he doesn't immediately improve Everton's first 11 in. He's he averages a goal or an assist like every 8 or 9 games. He's not as good as Dwight McNeil. Leon, how's it going? Kyle, can't wait to see the wee Spurs kid we signed. He looks proper class. Gliding about like butter in a frying pan. That's Mikey Moore, isn't it? Again, how do you feel about that? Mikey Moore, we've talked about this before a couple of weeks ago. Mikey Moore, undoubtedly a good talent, but Spurs aren't letting him go, so they're basically just loaning him to you guys for you to do all the work in his development, and, you know, he's going to come to Rangers, probably make quite a few mistakes. He'll undoubtedly add a lot of pace, but he'll make some mistakes and they'll benefit from it. At the end of the loan, you send them back and that's it. That doesn't seem to benefit Rangers to me. I think Rangers are a bigger club than that. Robert, Darman is good and Wright is good, yes. There's no reason why they're saying they'll be the best in the world when one is doing his GCSEs. Up the Mags, how come you're not doing a game tomorrow? Well, I haven't seen any games really we could do tomorrow. I probably will do a game tomorrow, but I'll have to have a look and see what comes on, I guess, because this game wasn't scheduled until last minute today. So I was going to do the Accrington versus Oldham game, and in the end we switched to this one. So maybe tomorrow there'll be another one that pops up. There's Champions League footy on tomorrow. There's Conference League footy on. So we'll see. I'll probably do something tomorrow. Be yourself, Dylan. My brother got his first goal and assist playing for Villa's under 16s. Nice. Lovely. That's good to see. Lisha Matondo comes in for his treatment and recovery. Cool. Oh, Rangers are in. Dessa's in behind. Good defending by Plzen. WATP, Moore will be sold for over 30 million in a couple of years from Tottenham. I don't think if they sell him, it's for 30 million quid. I think he either goes back to Spurs and does really, really well, in which case he'll end up like Harry Kane or something, 80 million, 90 million, something stupid like that. Or he ends up falling off a cliff would probably be the wrong way to say it, but you know what I mean? His form just doesn't quite go anywhere, and maybe he ends up just being another Oliver Skip. Good young player, but maybe not the player that they thought he would be. Which is far more likely, isn't it? I mean, he's a very good young player, but we don't know if that turns into elite or if it turns into just another player. Ostermorg, Tottenham being linked to Elliott now, aren't they? Because they've lost out on Morgan Gibbs-White. Elliott will go for big money, I think, before the end of the window. Maybe to West Ham, maybe to Spurs. Who knows? Be yourself, Dylan. Nice v Benfica, Feyenoord v Fenerbahce, 2 games on tomorrow, as well as Salzburg v Club Brugge. Yeah, listen, we'll find a game. We'll definitely do a game tomorrow. Diamande pushing forward, really smart, and then he just gives the ball away. A simple 5-yard pass. It's so poor, that. So poor. LFC fan. Key, what do you think about Grant Hanley to Hibs? I haven't really got a view on it, I guess. I guess it's good that they've got an experienced player coming in, but Grant Hanley's a bit naff, isn't he? I don't know. I wouldn't say he's particularly good, but hey, maybe he proves me wrong. Charmy, what has the data said about this game, Key? I'm curious. I haven't heard from him. To be honest, I feel I've not ignored him deliberately. I've really not. He sends me pictures. That sounds awful. He sends me. Let me rephrase that. We're talking about our friend on the chat, who is our How would rephrase this, Chimey? He gives us tips on these games. He gives us tips and predictions. And he's very, very bold. I'm not going to use the B word, because if I use the B word, then it affects the streams and stuff. So I'm not going to use the B word or the G word. But he gives us tips and predictions on games. And he's very bold anyway. He says that football is theatre. He says that all of this is theatre. It's all scripted. That football isn't real. That basically, there's no such thing as football, and actually it's all predicted beforehand. So we took an interest, Chimey and I, and we said, okay, we'll humour you. Give us some tips. And a couple of them did come off, in fairness. He did give some, half-decent ones. But then quite a few really didn't. Quite a few just didn't. And he would say, oh yeah, this team definitely going to win. So you'd back him. And then at the end he'd say, I told you it was that other one. Claim for a penalty. They've give it. It's a penalty to Rangers. Great run forward from midfield, and I'm not quite sure why he's looking at the referee and going, how's that not a pen? Kyle H. sounds like trauma from his hair loss, nothing more. Who, me? Me? I've had trauma from my hair loss. You don't know the half of it. What we saying, sorry. Up the mags, why don't you do Fenerbahce versus Feyenoord? It could do. I'll have a look tomorrow. That's a pen. That is a pen, I think. It's Antman who carries the ball forward. Jim, let's be honest, most of these matches are 50-50. Well, this guy, honestly, let me tell you, this guy is a data, he's a chess expert. But he's Turkish. And I don't speak Turkish. And neither does Chimey. But he comes in and he gives us tips and predictions and whatever, and because they start being, he's quite aggressive with it, and actually it doesn't end up being the right. If it was, Christ, I'd back him every time, but it doesn't end up being the right result anyway. So it just effectively becomes like you or I saying this is gonna happen. Anyway. So he sends me pictures on like Instagram, but it's usually like screenshots of whatever Turkish prediction site. And I can't deduce what that means. I don't know what it means. So I don't know what he's backed. But he sends me little screenshots of it on this app. And I'm a bit like, well, okay, well, we'll leave it then. So I just don't reply, which feels really rude. Right, it's going to be a penalty to Rangers here. Dessers is going to take it. Be yourself, Dylan. It's Vidra, the former Burnley player, that gave the penalty away. Well, it's a chance for Rangers to make this 2-0. And it does. There you go. Sends the keeper the wrong way. 2-0. Dessers sticks it away. And Rangers are fully in control of this Champions League tie now. They are fully in control. Dessers smashes it into the bottom corner. There you go, 2-0. Keeper went early. He went low to his left. Dessers went low to his right. Sent him completely the wrong way. 2-0 Rangers. Dessers penalty. Gassama with the other one. And we're bang on half-time as well. No better time to score in any football match. Rangers 2-0 up. Bang on half-time. Now the half-time team talk has to change for the Czechs. Has to change. He does come back and he takes Antman. Antman winning the penalty as well. Antman, I think it's his debut, isn't it, for Rangers? He's done really well there. That's good play. James Hamilton, good to see you. Ronnie Dodge, I was praying we'd walk away from Sesko, but hey, we bid. Johnny, do you think Isak will still leave? Yes, Isak definitely still leaves. Definitely still leaves. For sure. Ooh, Dessers might get a yellow card for that. Nope, got away with it. 2 minutes of added on time at the end of this first half. Pilsen are going to have to get one back if they've got any hope of qualifying in this. You've got to imagine Panathinaikos were 2-0 down in this exact same situation, obviously, and they couldn't quite claw it back in the second leg. I imagine it would be the same for Pilsen. So you'd have to say a strong result here. And do you know what? Again, if you're Russell Martin, what I'd really love, if I'm a Rangers fan here, I would really love Russell Martin to not just go out, not just go to the dressing room now and say, right, lads, listen, what we have, we hold. Let's make sure we get to the away leg, the second leg, with that 2-0 intact. Let's keep it tight. Yes, keep it tight, of course. But no, let's go and kill it. Let's go and kill it. Let's go and get 3-0. Let's go and get the third goal, because that basically ends the tie, doesn't it? That's what you would want in any manager. And it's half-time. There you go. Ref has blown up. 2-0. Gassama's having a little word with the referee as well. He's just having a little complaint. Don't know why, but it is 2-0. Johnny, where do Newcastle go for an Isak replacement, though? I mean, I think there's a lot of players who could fit the bill. There's nobody you're going to get. Everyone that you're going to get is going to be a downgrade on Isak. Everyone. You've got to remember that, mate. Sesko is a massive downgrade on Isak, even if you get Sesko. He's a massive downgrade. If you go and get, like, if you use the Isak money to go and get maybe Wisser and Nicholas Jackson, I think that would be a position where you've got a net positive out of it. You're a better team as a result. That would make sense to me. If I'm really honest, I think you'd be better off getting Wisser, Rodrigo Muniz for about 40 million and going getting a centre-back with the Isak money at 40 million quid each. You could get Muniz for about 40, you could get Wisser for about 40, and you could go and get maybe Gay for about 40. If you did that, you've got 3 positions covered. I think you'd be fantastic. And yes, obviously the striker position would be a bit less, but you'd have Wisser, you'd have Gordon, you'd have Elanga, you'd have Rodrigo Muniz who can score. That's the sort of players I think they have to do. Key says they'll go for Nicholas Jackson. Mr. Luke Etherington, no, Isak is not staying at Newcastle, mate. Johnny, Brentford's still going to sell Wissa for less than 50 after they already lost their best player. Oh, he doesn't want to play. Doesn't want to play. He's told them, I'm not going to play for the club again. You don't want that hot potato. It's the same thing as Newcastle. They're going to get rid of him. We are the people. Imagine if Rangers qualify into the Champions League group stages and Celtic fail. 60 million Sharks out again. Russell farting to Steve McNally. See what happens when you drop shite like Raskin and Tavashite and Dowell. You have no choice. You have no chance, sorry. You're not in yet. Let's see what Salzburg say to that. I think it'll end up being Bruges, you know. I think Bruges will probably end up playing Rangers in the next round. Bruges will get past Salzburg. Luke, will Rashford go to Barca on a permanent deal next season? Probably. Yeah, probably. Depends what deal they've negotiated, though. I imagine it won't be the deal that they've pre-agreed now, because I'm sure United will want 30-40 million for him, and I imagine however Rashford does at the end of the season, in fact no, I'll take it back, however Rashford does at the end of the season, Barca will say, we'll have him, but not for that fee, we want to pay less, and I think United go, fine, we take him back. Lisha, are you a Rangers or Celtic fan, Kee? I'm neither. Yeah, I'm neither. I don't really follow either team mega closely, or at least I haven't got a preference. I watch a lot of Scottish football, but I quite like Livingston. Quite like Livingston. That's probably the closest team I've got, or closest thing I've got to a Scottish team. But I like watching Scottish football, and I've got a lot of time for Rangers and Celtic. Because when I went up there, both were absolutely sound with me. We are the people. Salzburg or Bruges, bring them on. We've destroyed better teams like Dortmund and Leipzig. Mackie94, Rashford didn't deserve that move in the first place. 2DC, are you watching Rangers tonight? I am, mate. Yes, that's what's on right now. Rangers against Pilsen, that's what's on. Enjoying it as well. Kyle, I don't think we've ever played them, actually. Who? Dortmund. The last time I think Liverpool played you a few years ago, obviously Darwin Núñez, wasn't a few years ago actually, it was only a couple I think. Salah scored a hat-trick at Ibrox and I think we beat you 7... I think it was 7-0, wasn't it? Or was it 7-1? We've played Rangers, definitely. Can't remember the last time we played Celtic though. Last time we played Celtic might well have been the UEFA Cup when Hartson knocked us out. Don't think we've played Celtic since then. At least not that I can remember. Lisha, if you had to pick a night in a quarter-final Champions League game at Ibrox or Celtic Park, what are you picking? Probably Ibrox. Probably Ibrox. Yeah. Onye, Villa finally made a signing with Gesand. That's a very sharp signing, I think, for Villa. If they've done that, then fair play to him. That's not bad going at all. That's very smart. The deal isn't over the line just yet, but if Sesko does end up at Manchester United, credit has to go to their club for their strategy. It's a clear reminder of the pulling power and appeal that still comes with the Man United name. If Sesko chooses Man United, it speaks volumes. History still matters. United have tracked him for years, and regardless of league position, wearing that crest still means something. It's still one of the biggest clubs in world football. That's from Jan Arge Fjortoft, who you might remember used to play for Borough and Swindon. He's now a journalist, Norwegian journalist. That was his comment on the Manchester United Sesko deal. Lisha, do you think they have better fans? Do I think they have better fans? Not really. Not as far as no, not really. I wouldn't say so. I don't think. I wouldn't rate either set of fans particularly higher than another. Well, at least I don't feel strongly about it. I'm happy to be educated. Key, the last time Liverpool played Celtic 02-03, Celtic won 3-1 on aggregate. Yeah, was that? I think that would have been in the Europa League, or the UEFA Cup rather. And John Hartson scored at Anfield. I'm pretty sure that was the last time we played Celtic. Stephen, Scouts don't ever go to IPOX. It's like Greyskull. Lavy water drinkers. The place is falling down with rust. The roof came off last year. I've been to Ibrox, mate. I've walked out on the pitch at Ibrox. It was a good 20 odd years ago, like I said, but I've been up to Ibrox, and I've been to Parkhead as well. But it's just that when we went to Ibrox, the whoever it was on reception was very, very hospitable, let's say, and they allowed us in, and we had a nice little tour and little walk around that we weren't expecting. Johnny, it's interesting how a rivalry in Scotland is so influenced by Irish politics. I am going to respectfully abstain from that. I'm going to respectfully abstain because I know bugger all about it, to be honest. So yeah, it's not my fight. It's not my fight. Lisha, what influences your choice then? Probably just really petty things. Stuff that, like, small, insignificant things. Like, I guess the fact that Gerrard was manager there recently. And, you know, we've had some very decent players who've played for Celtic, and had some very decent players who've played for Rangers as well. I've got a lot of time I like Ali McCoist. He always makes me laugh when Ali McCoist is on commentary down here. So I don't know. I've got a soft spot for both clubs, but I don't really feel particularly strongly about either. There's no real coherent decision why I could say I like them more than them, because it would be, yeah, I don't feel strongly enough. Kyle H, rated a better stadium than Celtic's Estadio de Secrets though. Oh God. Jaden, oh no, we've done that one, sorry. Right, what are we missing? I'll tell you what, there's some very upset Newcastle fans on Twitter. Very, very upset. There you go. Tyler Morton officially joins Olympique Lyonnais on a £15 million deal with 20% sell-on clause included in the package. That's a good move, that, for Liverpool, in terms of getting the sell-on clause, because I think there's a good chance he goes for maybe another... I think he goes for 50 or 60 million next year. Oh, no! Dynamo Kiev 0, Paphos 1, 85th minute. What is going on there? Oh, no, that's disastrous. That is absolutely disastrous. Dynamo Kiev. Oh, they've killed us there, lads and lasses. They've absolutely done us there. I can't believe I can't believe that. I cannot believe that. That's sickening. Dynamo Kiev Getting beat at home off Paphos. Paphos! Dynamo Kiev getting beat at home off Paphos. That's laughable. And that's basically just destroyed all of my bets. I've now got to hope that maybe Dynamo Kiev can nick one back. Jaden, thank you for that, mate. Key, are you watching any Champions League qualifiers tomorrow? Yes, I will be, but I don't know which one yet. Max Soldo, Spurs Premier League prediction and Super Cup prediction. I think PSG win the Super Cup, and I think Spurs finish in maybe... I think Spurs finish 6th. I think Spurs finish 6th next year. I think you have a good season. Callum, it seems like Sesko's off to OT on Sky Sports. Robert, Dynamo Kiev has failed. It ain't their real home due to the war, but very disappointing. It's so bad, that. I can't believe they're getting beat off Paphos, though. Johnny, what Newcastle fans got to be happy about? Rejected more times than Nigel Farage in general elections. Johnny, hope that one doesn't come back to bite me. Oh, yeah. John, don't get how there's no chance in the options. Salzburg are the danger, but very possible. You don't get how there's no chance in the options. Salzburg are the danger, but very possible. But John, that was before the game started, mate. That was before the game started. So, with Pilsen to beat and then either Club Brugge or Salzburg in the next round, can Rangers reach the Champions League proper? That was the question at the start. Obviously, it looks like they're about to beat Pilsen, but then they've still got to play either Salzburg or Club Brugge. So, if you think they've definitely got a chance, or can they do it? Yes, definitely, fine. If it's no chance, that's fair enough too. I mean, 32%, nearly a third of people watching, have said no chance. Rangers ain't going to make it. They're going to get beat by either Club Brugge or Salzburg in the next round. And admittedly, also, there's a good, 10 to 15 who also sit on the fence and think maybe need a little bit more Rangers just yet. Need a couple more signings, possibly. John, I get that, but it's a bit far-fetched to say no chance. Again, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. It's not me saying it. Blame the peeps. Blame the viewers. Right, we're back off for the second half here. Pilsen will be hoping to try and nick one back. Rangers, obviously hoping to maybe get a third and kill this game off, kill this tie off. MadPup1 UK. Billy Connolly said it well after the Glasgow airport attack. I don't trust religious fanatics without a football team. Love Billy Connolly. What a guy. Big yin. Love him. He's my nan's favourite comedian. Billy Connolly. Very, very clever man as well. Mad Pup 1 UK, home win against Bruges or Salzburg, then lose on the away leg, fall into the Europa. We play better on Thursday nights. It still wouldn't be a bad situation, would it? I mean, I still think Rangers have got every chance of making the Champions League, but if you do end up in the Europa, as you say, not a bad one. Certainly not bad. John, those that say no chance just don't want us to get there. Every chance, yeah, no, I agree. Maybe it is just a little bit of bitterness, I guess. Akundi, do you think Pilsen will score in the second half? But they didn't really cause an awful lot of problems. They had a lot of the ball, but they didn't really cause Rangers too many clear problems, I would say, in that first half. So, yeah, they've not come out in the second half and you know, I know it's only 2 minutes, but they've not exactly come out and had a good goal straight away. Rangers seem to be in complete control. If anything, Pilsen look quite flat. They're not pressing particularly well. I actually think there's a chance that second goal really took the wind out of them. They look flat. They look beaten, Pilsen. So unless Rangers, as long as Rangers don't do anything silly, it might actually be more likely that Rangers get a third than Pilsen get one back. Looking at what I've seen so far anyway, Pilsen aren't pressing anywhere near well enough anyway. The chasing, there's only really one of them chasing there. They look like headless chickens more than actually a coordinated press. Baz, opinions on the Dibbling situation. I think Tyler Dibbling is a very, very good player, and I was disappointed when I heard that Everton were close to signing him, Baz, because I genuinely believe he is going to be a top player that, you know, I think he probably is an England player in a few years' time. I think he's a wonderful player. Fast, can create, probably hasn't got the finishing, the end, you know, the end product just yet, but he's still only a baby. But he's a wonderful player. Really, really enjoyed watching him at Southampton. And I thought, oh, off the bar, big chance for Rangers to make it 3. Shot. It's going to go out for a throw-in on the far side. No, it's offside. Diamande, lovely shot that. Curling just off the crossbar. What a shot that was. Keeper was stranded. Didn't even move, really. Nearly 3-0. Rangers hit the bar. Yeah, Dibbling's brilliant. Dibbling is absolutely brilliant. But it's going to be difficult for Everton to pay 50 million quid for him. And a 25% sell-on fee. I don't think he's worth that. No, I don't. I think if you look at the market and you see Madueke going for 52... You see Elanga going for about that. There's no way you can justify Tyler Dibbling going for that fee. You just can't. So, unless Southampton come back to the table, then maybe there's a chance. But no, I think Everton probably walk away. I think he ends up staying at Southampton and he'll do what Grealish did. You know, Grealish was at Villa in the Championship. Spurs bid quite big for him. I think it was 25-30 million for him. Villa said no. He ended up staying at Villa, getting him promoted to the Prem, and then they sold him 2 years later to City for 100 mil. I think the same sort of thing happens with Dibbling. He's still only young. He can stay at Southampton and have a very big future. And that, I think that is what Southampton are pushing him to do, obviously. Rangers chance must be 3-0. It's Gassama. Great play down the right-hand side. It's that man again. What a player he's turning out to be. Header at the far post this time. Wonderful ball into the channel. And I think it's Antman. Again, Antman is looking like a really top signing here. He gets to the byline and I think he just pulls it just behind the on-rushing defenders. And bang on the 6-yard line. Gassama, header. Good goal. Really, really good goal. Big credit to Antman, who stands it up well and finds his mates. Yeah, do you know what? That is a very, very mouth-watering front two. Those wingers, Antman, Gassama. If you can get Igamane to get his head on and play through the middle, Rangers have got every chance this season. They have. That is a very impressive front two. Gassama and Ant-Man. I like both of those. Ant-Man can cross, he can create. He's won a penalty, he's got an assist. Gassama's got 2 himself. Those 2 will cause problems for most teams. Andrew, what are your thoughts on Isak? I still think he moves to Liverpool, mate. Still think he moves to Liverpool. Baz, Mikey Moore, possibly. I mean, Mikey Moore as well. Yeah, I was going to say Mikey Moore. I'm not sure at this moment in time where he fits in. Gassama's better than him. I wouldn't be playing Mikey Moore over either of them two. At least them two are Rangers players. If I'm Russell Martin, Mikey Moore's coming in and he's only on the bench. He's not getting regular minutes. Unless they start, not performing for whatever reason. He's a good option off the bench. Big club Rangers, listen, they'll need options. They'll need options for the season. It's a long season. And, they'll do fine. They'll do fine. They might yet make it a title race this season. I didn't think they would. I thought Celtic would probably walk it this season again. They've done it for most of the last 13, 14 years, haven't they, to be honest? But I think Rangers, they pick up players like that, Ant-Man, Gassama, more players like that, they'll get back there in time. Both of those are very, very astute signings. Skendia 0, Karabag 1. Still no sign of an equaliser in Kiev, or for Dynamo Kiev. I know it's not in Kiev. WATP, let's get a 4th. Let's get a 4th. Who would have thought that? Rangers walking it tonight. If they can get a 4th, send the kids over to Czech Republic. Mad Pup, Rangers are my big team, Erdry are my wee team. Make of that what you must. Key, will you be watching Salzburg versus Club Bruges, 6 p.m. tomorrow? Possibly. I haven't yet had a look and seen where what I'm doing tomorrow. I haven't booked anything in, but yes, possibly so. Possibly so. I'm sure we will do a game tomorrow. I just haven't decided exactly what that is. Be yourself, Dylan. Celtic always win it late. Pilsen coming forward now. They're going to have to get a goal here now. I think they know anything less than 1 back. They can't be taking a 3-0 deficit over to the Czech Republic. They need 1 back. Definitely need 1 back here. So this is where it's going to get interesting for Rangers. Shot on target for Pilsen, just outside the box. Easy take for Butland. And Rangers can calm it down and get it out. Nicely played out from the back as well. Really smart play. Rangers looking a lot sharper now in this second half. Maybe it's just confidence growing, but they look a lot better. A lot better. One thing I will say about Ant-Man, he is very, very one-footed. He's all right-footed. But I mean, hey, what a right foot so far. He's getting on the end of stuff. Be yourself, Dylan. Did you know if Celtic drew with St Mirren, it would have been the first time since 1944 that Rangers and Celtic both drew in the opening game? Would it really? Interesting. I didn't know that. That's really good. Oh, Kiev 0, Paphos 1. Oh, these are absolutely shocking, Pilsen. These are absolutely shocking. Rangers are battering them here. And they just keep, every time Pilsen get the ball, they keep giving it away. Jordy, how are you, the lads? Big up, mate. Good to see you. How's things? Mad Pup 1 UK, we play better when we are relaxed. Well, no kidding. No kidding. This is like the dog and duck, this Pilsen. These are absolutely shocking. These nearly played United off the park last season. Admittedly, it was in the Czech Republic, wasn't it? But I mean, United were bad, in fairness. But I can't believe this is the same team. Making a couple of changes here. Ladra has gone off. Wyszynski, the number 9, is coming on. He's the danger man with Jurasinmi up front. It's another option for him up there. So, Pilsen's number 9's coming on. Matai Vidra is also coming off. So, bit of experience coming off. Slonchik is coming on. That's a more of a number 10. So, maybe a creative player and another centre-forward going on for Pilsen. Quite clear what the manager's doing here is just to try and get another body, another couple of bodies in and around the box to support Jurasinmi up there. Torn, Plzen are a bad outfit, really pedestrian. Bruges or Salzburg won't collapse like this crowd. Torn, we know how bad United were last year. Well, the fact that these laid a glove on him. I mean, I know they didn't beat him in the end, but they did. They certainly scared him, didn't they? I'm sure they went behind. WATP, they did sell their best player. I know they've changed some stuff over the summer, obviously, but still. I wouldn't have expected it to be this much of a drop-off. This has been quite stark. It has been quite stark. William, does Mikey Moore get a stint in this game? No, he doesn't. I don't think Mikey Moore is on the bench, mate. He's not even available to play in this game. Tell you what, Rangers are knocking it around the back much, much better though. Like I said, this is a facet of Russell Martin's game, and the style of play that he likes is that taking chances, getting the ball back to the keeper, splitting his centre backs. This is what Southampton fans, if anything, were a little bit frustrated by, but they're doing it better. They seem to be enacting it a little bit better than they did. Certainly in the game against Motherwell at the weekend when we watched that. They were awful against Motherwell. I can't believe they didn't... The fact that they threw that away against Motherwell is incredible to me. Key, did Plzen win the Czech League last season? No, they didn't, mate. It was... Who won it? Slavia. Slavia won it last year. Yeah, Slavia. Rangers, again, knocking it long here. Yeah, I was going to say, I think that's why these are in the qualifying round. Slavia goes straight in, I think, or Slavia might only have to play one qualifier. These have to play two. Because Pilsen finished second. I'm sure that's how it works. Or I think it might be anyway. Stephen McAnally, are these serious professionals, for God's sake? Yeah, it does look really bad, doesn't it? These are... I think we could get a game. I think if we could get a team to play these, couldn't we? Torn, Moore isn't included in the European squad just yet, I don't think. No, it might be in the squad for the games at the weekend. Key, where did Sparta finish then? Sparta had a bad year last year. I don't know where they finished up. Probably fourth, I think. Third or fourth. No, it wasn't third. It was... I think Sigma finished third. So Sparta must have been fourth. Let me have a look. I'll see. Before guessing, I might as well just have a look. 24-25 season. Pilsen. Czech League. Fifth. Fifth Sparta Prague finished. It was Slavia, Viktoria Plzen, Sigma. I knew Sigma had finished up there, but I didn't know if they'd finished third or fourth. Sigma and Baník Ostrava finished fourth. And then it was Sparta Prague. Sparta Prague only good enough for the Conference League. So, yeah, not a particularly solid performance from old Sparta Prague last season. Rangers down the right-hand side with Antman, yet again, plays it in to Diamand. And it's gone out for the throw-in. Geordie, no. Slavia Prague are in the Champions League. League stage already, are they really? Okay. That's good. We are the people. Dundee have lost Cameron Mulligan. Cameron and Mulligan, is that? Pilsen coming in down the left-hand side here. Ball whipped in. All straight over Butland's goal. Mad Pope Sparta was 4th in both the main and championship rounds. Were they? Oh, and that's why Bannock got in, isn't it? Bannock got in via finishing 3rd. Right, okay. Well, either way, I guess there you go. Bannock finished above him in the championship group, and Sigma, I think, finished above him. Was it Bannock finished above him and Sigma finished above him? No, Bannock finished above him in the league phase. Well, how did Sigma get in then? Is that by winning the Czech Cup? Accrington 3, Oldham 1. Mad Pope, RB Salzburg, a few draws. They did get a 4-0 win in the Austrian Cup. Abdi, do you think it'll be another goal in the match? I don't, mate. No, I think this is probably it now. Even though there's 25 minutes left, something tells me this is probably going to finish 3-0. I think Rangers seem quite content. They're just knocking it around at the back. I think if they get 3-0 out of this game, the tie's as good as done, isn't it? Be astonished if Pilsen managed to come back now. Callum, oh my god, goals in a game that Kee's live for. Hey, I pick good games. Mad Pope, oh, we've done that one, sorry. Kee, didn't West Ham sign that left back Juve from Slavia Prague? They did, yes. And he did alright in the game against Bournemouth the other night. He got an assist in that one. So yeah, not bad at all. Tone, I don't rate Rothwell one bit. He'll struggle in the SPL. Seems not to be fit for 90 minutes. I agree. I've been a bit baffled by the amount he's played, Rothwell, and Dowell as well. Don't know why he's playing either of them. Darren Stewart, not being funny, but where's all the Tims tonight? It's not like them not to be on a Rangers channel obsessing about us after they struggled to beat St Mirren at home. We are the people. Well, it's not a Rangers channel. It's not a Rangers channel. We just talk footy, generally. And we cover also, I'm not Scottish for the kickoff. Don't support Rangers, don't support Celtic. But yeah, we've had a fair few Celtic fans in, mate. Don't worry, there's plenty of Celtic fans in talking smack. Talking smack. Great play again. Antman's had him every single day on toast down that right-hand side. Really, really sharp play. Hung up to the far post. Oh, you're not going to get a handball for that. It's a dodgy back pass. Pup, you can just call me Pup for quickness. Pup it is. Pup it is. Great play down the left-hand side by Gassama again. He's getting ahead of his man. That should be a free kick, and it is. Well played, referee. Very, very well played, referee. Honestly, I can't tell you how refreshing it is to see two wide players who are both still quite young in Gassama and Antman. Listen, I'm a Liverpool fan. I have no horse in the race. But I will say, it's very, very refreshing to see two young players, lots of pace and willing to run at the fullback. Very, very direct. You know, drop the shoulder, beat the man. Love to see it. Absolutely brilliant. That will 100% put Rangers in good stead this season. That's something I don't think Celtic have. Is that quality in wide areas. Tone struggled with complete dominance and getting the points required, unlike Rangers, who yet again for the third season failed getting 3 points on the opening day. It's going to be an interesting season. Definitely an interesting season. This ref blowing to Rangers fans shouts, shocking refereeing. That was a foul. Come on, that was a foul. I didn't think that was a foul. He wriggled away from him and it was a little bit of a... Just nudged him. Again, you'd have been claiming for that one at Parkhead. Definitely would have claimed for that one at Parkhead. Key, I'm surprised Rangers didn't try and sign Cherney on a permanent deal. Where is he now? Where's Cherney? Where's he gone? Hall of Famer out now, getting ready. Who's that? Is that Tavernier? Is that Tavernier, I'm guessing? Ethan, how's it going? Good to see you. Giga carrying the ball forward. We are the people, if you tried Oasis soup, you get a roll with it. Oh, he's gone back to Wolfsburg, has he? Cherney. Right, Raskin is on. Rangers made a couple of changes. Raskin obviously booked as well after the incident in the first half, but Raskin came on for Rothwell, by the way. Shot from the edge of the box from Pilsen. Jurasimni picks it up. And Diamande gets it away. Good play. Darren, sorry mate, I didn't mean to say Rangers channel. It's not like them to be commenting on a Rangers game. I love Liverpool. Hey, no, you don't have to apologise. It's all good. No, listen, all welcome here. All welcome. We covered everyone, so we get a bit of a mixed bag. Pup, that's a bad dad joke. Well, it's a Premier League dad channel. I've got a little girl. We've all got. Well, I say we've all got kids. I don't know if you have got kids, but once you are a dad, you do kind of have to inherit some bad jokes like that. Antman down the right hand side again. Very good play into the box. Oh, poor final touch. And Rangers could have made that 4 then. 20 minutes left. Game's getting very stretched now. It's end-to-end stuff, like a basketball game. Now Pilsen coming down the other way. Every time the ball breaks down, Rangers are getting a chance on the counter. Ball hung up to the far post. Cleared away. Pilsen again. Keep pressing. Must shoot. Must shoot. Over the bar. Poor. Really poor. Again. WATP. What do you call an alligator wearing a vest? An investigator. Ethan, what match Saturday, 12:30? I haven't assigned them all or picked them all out just yet. I think it's probably going to be Southampton and Wrexham, but I haven't scheduled them or done the thumbnails just yet. I should have done them yesterday, but I was ill yesterday. That's why I didn't end up streaming the Liverpool game. Pope, I only qualify for a bad uncle joke. Well, bad uncle jokes work too. As long as the PG, it's all good. Key, will you be watching Birmingham versus Ipswich on Friday night? I am, yes, I am. That is 100% one that I'm doing. Are we still doing dad jokes? Some quality ones coming in. That's all good. Defo. I used to work at a recruitment agency for Spiders. We focused mainly on web designers. All good fun. Key, you're doing the South Coast Derby. The South Coast Derby? What's the South Coast Derby? Are we on about Southampton and Portsmouth? I don't know when it is. Steve McNally, I'll tell you the good joke. Rangers winning the league. Hilarious. Them's fighting words. Torn muffins out of the oven backwards is usually a nice smell. Muffins out of the oven. Ethan, Southampton v Portsmouth, 14th of September at midday. Maybe. We'll see. That's still well too far in advance. Rangers carrying the ball forward now. We've got 15 minutes left in this one. Again, if you're new around here, by the way, and you've not yet subscribed, please do give us a like and a subscribe. We're live every single day. We watch games of footy and we talk crap. We talk football. We talk basically the news and the stories and the transfer news and everything. And we cover all sorts of games. We cover the Champions League, the Europa League, the Scottish Premiership, the Premier League, the Championship, everything. Absolutely everything. So, if you're into that sort of thing, give us a like, give us a follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. Means an awful lot. And appreciate you watching. as always. Pup, my boss said, dress for the job you want, not for the job you have, so I went in as Batman. Maximus, who do you support? I'm a Liverpool fan, Maximus. And Sean, what game are you watching? I'm watching Rangers at home against Viktoria Plzen in the UEFA Champions League qualifying. Rangers are 3-0 up. There's about 15 minutes or so left to go. Stephen McAnally, when I was younger, I went into a shop, asked for a cue. Oh my goodness me. I can't read that out. I can't read that out. Darren, I could tell you a better joke. Celtic winning the league without moaning and complaining about the refs and VAR. Oh, God. Let's get back to dad jokes. Christ. See, it's simple stuff. I think the classics with dad jokes are the best. The simplest ones. Usually the ones that involve, like, so... My dad would say things like, that's a nice shirt you've got on there, or that's a nice top. Obviously, you've got to do it with someone you know. You can't just do it to a total stranger. But that's a nice top you've got on there. What's that? Is that... What is, like, what's it made out of? What material's that? And they go, oh, I don't know, it's whatever, polyester or denim or whatever it is. It looks like felt. Is it felt? Oh, I don't think so. And then you grab it and go, oh, it is now. It's little stuff like that. I know that's not my... I think if you do it in the right way, whenever my dad did it, it was always funny. It's just daft. Laurel and Hardy type stuff. Be yourself, Dylan. How did the barber win the race? Go on. Pilson chance. Cleared away. Oh, Rangers just about get rid of it. Reece, that throw-in was a bit dodgy. Dylan, he knew a shortcut. See, that's like back of a penguin type jokes, that, innit? Back of a penguin, or I can't remember. It was mainly penguin jokes, wasn't it? They still have penguins. I feel like I've not seen penguins in a long time. I do mean the biscuit as well, not the animal. Penguins were great back in the day. Staple of the school packed lunch. I don't think I've had them since school, to be honest. Be yourself, Dylan, yes, but they are not popular anymore. That's shocking. But you know what I bet it is? I bet they've changed the recipe, or they've changed something about them. They were amazing back in the day, penguins. Reece, why did the cross-eyed teacher get fired? Go on. This better be PG-13, Reece. We are the people who have not seen Penguins biscuits or Fox's classic biscuits. Sports biscuits was another one as well. I've not seen them for a good while. Callum, I'm a Celtic fan, but I don't mind Rangers. I think you're in the minority there. They don't seem to get on. Go on, what are we saying? Reese, because he couldn't control his pupils. Like it. Like it. Again, so simple. So simple. Claim for a penalty from Plzen. Referee says no. Aiden, how's it going? Craig, Plzen are absolutely rotten. Reese, what do you call a Spanish man being discharged from hospital? Go on. Plzen with a shot from distance. Butland tips it over the bar. Nice and easy. It's going to be a corner to Plzen. Last 10 minutes here at Ibrox. We need one more goal in this for Plzen to have any chance at all. Ah, it's shocking. It's gone straight out for a goal kick. Manuel. Oh, Manuel. Ah, I get it. Kyle, I met a Northern African girl and we talked for hours in her native language. We just clicked. Oh, God. Pope, that's if you're old enough to remember Jokes on the Ice Cream. Jokes on the Ice Cream? What was that one? Let me see. Mad Pope, Walls, Lolly Jokes. No, I don't think that's beyond even me. It's beyond even me, that one. Rangers pushing forward. Out to Gassama. Chance for a hat-trick. Good save. Keeper just about gets hold of it. Max. Bro, if I gift, can you say Southampton's better than Pompey? No. No, and mate, I'm not even a Pompey fan or a Southampton fan. I just don't want you to do it if you're gonna do it. I'm not a performing monkey. Believe it or not. I'll have a conversation with you about it, like, if you want to talk about why you think Southampton are better than Pompey. It's very nice of you to do, though, Max, and it's good to have you. See, I'd rather have you, mate. I'd rather have you on the channel talking rather than me say Southampton are better than Portsmouth. Although, to be fair, they probably are at this moment in time. They probably are. Right now, Southampton are probably a better team than Portsmouth. Gassama's going off here. As is Antman. The two star wingers coming off for Rangers. Finlay Curtis coming on. And who else is coming on? Finlay Curtis and is it Corte, maybe? Cortez, who is it? Who's coming off? Who's coming on, rather? Elliot, what game are you watching? Rangers and Plzen, mate. It was Tavernier. Curtis, Tavernier. Tavernier came on for Aaron's. Barron came on for Cameron. Danilo Pereira came on for Dessers. And Curtis has just come on for Antman. Raskin, again, he's just fouled Plzen midfielder. He wants to be a little bit careful here because he's running a risk. He's running a risk, definitely. He's already on a yellow card. He can't afford too many more of them. Could be a second yellow incoming if he's not careful, even if it's just from racking those up. Oh, that could be a foul, and it is a foul. Foul to Rangers. Matai Valenta has been booked for Pilsen for going straight through the back of... who is it he went through the back of there, by the way? Danilo. Thought it was. Gone through the back of Danilo. Brought him down. Simple yellow card. Spasil's gone off for Doski. Mirchas Doski has come on just for these last few minutes. Again, they're just going to have to try and get the ball forward and go maybe direct. They're playing with... Looks like they've gone 4-2-4. Yeah, I think it's 4-2-4. That's really poor from Butland. He's just knocked it straight through to the opposition goalkeeper. That's not good enough. Very, very poor from Butland. Pilsen keeper sends it long. Steve McAnally, thanks, Scouse. Been using my data all night. That's nice of you, mate. That's very kind of you. Hey, I didn't hold the gun to your head. But nice to have you, mate. As always, nice to have you. Butland's got all the time in the world here. 2 minutes of normal time left. Pilsen not really pressing as sharply as they should be. Oh, and they managed to win it back. It is a free kick just outside the box. Connor Barron giving it away. That's not good at all. That's going to be a free kick just outside the Rangers box. It's a handball from Barron. Now, you've got to get this one on target. This is probably the best chance you've got here. Best chance you've got. Eddie, Rangers were good tonight and I'm not a Rangers fan. I agree with you. I think Rangers have been very, very good, particularly the two wingers. I think Gassama and Antman have been terrific. You'd have to give the man of the match so far to Gassama. But I think Antman has been very, very impressive too. So, yeah, he wins the penalty, creates the second. So, I think a very, very good debut from him. Might even be tempted to give it to Antman, to be honest. But it's a free kick here, right-footed. Sonchik with a free kick. Oh, just over the bar. He did have Butland scrambling there for a moment, but just over. And it's going to be a goal kick with 40 seconds of normal time left. And I can't see much more than maybe 3 or 4 minutes of added on time, max. It's not really going to make an awful lot of difference either. You know, Rangers, this is perfect. This is brilliant. They now go next week to Czechia. Or the Czech Republic. I think it's called Czechia now, isn't it? That's how they want it to be known. But they go to Pilsen for the second leg. And I can't really see Pilsen having any hope in this one. I think Rangers win it quite comfortably. They've done exactly what they did against Panathinaikos. And I tell you what, there might even be a chance for the fourth here. Shot from distance. Cleared away. Four minutes it is. 4 minutes of added time at the end of this game. It's going to be a free kick for Rangers. And by the way, obviously Rangers this weekend, they've played Biltz and they've got Dundee on the weekend at 5:45 kickoff. They play Dundee, and then they've obviously got the away game for this one next week. It's this time next week, next Tuesday, at 6 o'clock in Pilsen. So it'll be the early game next Tuesday. I'll probably be live for it, but I don't know. We'll see. I'll probably be live. So again, if you want to watch along with us, give us a like, give us a follow, subscribe if you can. If you're new around here, give us a like and a subscribe. But they're the next couple of games for Rangers. Dundee at the weekend, followed by the away trip to Pilsen. Wade Dodd, Key, where do you think Sesko ends? News just in that apparently it's Man United now looking more likely. I don't think for 1 second that this deal doesn't get... Put it this way, I think he's made it clear all along he wants Manchester United, and if Manchester United can get a deal done with Leipzig, it gets done like super quick. It gets really, really done really quickly. If he was open to Newcastle, I don't think he wanted to shut the door on Newcastle, because that would be foolish of him, wouldn't he? He would meet with Newcastle and say, yes, listen, I respect the club, I really like the club, it's a great club, and you know, if there's an opportunity to come to Newcastle, of course, I'd be delighted to come. He's got to make those noises to Newcastle. But I think when push comes to shove, if Leipzig say, listen, we're happy with this offer from Man United, we're happy with this offer from Newcastle, you can go where you want, I think it's quite clear where he ends up, and that's not me having a pop at Newcastle. I just think if he was actually preferring Newcastle, if he wanted Newcastle, the deal would have been done probably a week and a half ago. I think the fact it's dragged on this long suggests that it's going to be, that it's a Man United decision. Callum, are you doing the second leg? It seems pointless. I don't know. I'll see, because I've not quite updated. I need to update the schedule. I can see up the mags you've just said when you updating the schedule then. Tomorrow, mate. I will do it tomorrow. The only reason on a Monday is when I normally update the schedule. The Mondays I sit down, I look at the games, and I pick out the ones that I'm definitely going to do, and then I ask you through the week. As you know, I ask you guys through the week, is there a game you want to watch? Should we do this one? Should we do that one? And then you can choose. We can make a decision during the week if there's one the crowd want to watch. I'm happy to go with your decision. But I've not picked I've not picked a lot of the games because I was ill yesterday. So tomorrow I will go through, I'll make all the thumbnails, I'll get them all uploaded on YouTube. So if you are wanting to follow along, if you're wanting to watch some games with us, then please do give us a like and a follow. Wade Dodd, do you think Sesko is a good signing for either team? Not for the money that he is. No, I think Darwin Núñez is comfortably better than him. To give you an idea of how good I think Sesko is, I just don't think he's as good as Darwin Núñez. He's a very raw player. He's definitely got the ability. Don't get me wrong, definitely got the ability. But he's so sketchy. And if you look at his numbers for Leipzig last season, he was pretty poor. Bilal, do you think the Sesko deal will cause a domino effect for Isak? Probably, but even if it doesn't, I think Sesko probably goes... Personally, at this moment in time, I think Sesko goes to United, and I think Newcastle then refocus and maybe go and get a Watkins or a Mateta or a Rodrigo Muniz or someone like that, and they also get Wissa over the line. FA, hi, how are you? I am very good, sir. How are you? Good to see you. It's full time here at Ibrox. It's Rangers 3, Viktoria Plzen 0. Very, very good performance from Rangers. Very, very impressed with the young lads on the wing. I think they have been the 2 stars of the night. You've got to say, really, really impressed with them. And yeah, it's been a good night for Russell Martin. Europe seems to have been his refuge, I guess, because the start against Motherwell wasn't terrific. Some of the performances in pre-season, there was good signs and there was some bad signs as well. But the performance against Motherwell would have really, really worried him, I think. He was quite concerned by that based on his comments after the game. And so far, I think the performances in Europe, Panathinaikos, home and away, brilliant. Tonight, absolutely fantastic. For me, maybe Europe's going to be the bastion, the saving grace of Rangers' season. Even if domestically it doesn't quite work out, if they fall short to Celtic again, maybe Europe is where Rangers can thrive. And it'd be a brave man. Listen, it'd be a very, very brave man to rule Rangers out of qualifying for the Champions League at this point. Based on the performances they've put in thus far, they'll walk past these in the second leg. Absolutely walk past them. So then it's down to whether or not over 2 legs they can get past Bruges or Salzburg. Probably Salzburg don't make it. I think Bruges will beat them quite easily. And I think over 2 legs, Club Bruges might just be a bit too tough for Rangers. They might just be a bit too tough. Be a bloody good tie, though. We'll definitely do that either way. We'll do whoever it is. If it's Rangers v Salzburg, Rangers against Bruges, I promise you, I will be live for them. So make sure you give us a like. Make sure you give us a follow. Very, very good night if you're a Rangers fan. Bozza, who do you support? I am a Liverpool fan, mate. A Liverpool fan. Bilal, do you play FPL? I do, yes. If you want to play along with us, we've got a Premier League Dad Fantasy Premier League, which you can go and join. If you go to YouTube, you search Premier League Dad, you can go on the live, click the description on tonight's game, and you will see there's a link to my FPL league and the code that you need to put in if you want to make your team, or if you've already done your team, there's a code there for you to put in. So if you want to join, there is the link to join on my YouTube. Go and check it out. Nicholas Arno, nice rearranging of the shirt. Some spectaculars out there. There's some good ones, aren't there? I quite like some of those. Got Lazio just behind me here as well. Bilal, I thought it was pronounced Brugge. It probably is. Club Brugge. Brugge. Bruges is how I say it. Maybe it's I don't know. I'm saying Bruges. Maybe I'm wrong. Jack, not many Sunderland signings recently. They don't need to make many more. I think they've done really well. Nicholas Arno, when Rangers were relegated, was some of the worst seasons for Celtic in Europe. That guy Miles, Glock 14 for Golden Boots. But as always, love the lives, bro. Cheers, man. Good to see you, Miles, as always, man. Right. Callum, what are you watching tomorrow? What am I watching tomorrow? Well, do you know what? Let's decide that now, shall we? Let's decide that now, because as it stands, I don't think there's anything really on tomorrow. At least there's nothing on, like, on telly on. There's obviously some European games, but I don't know. Salzburg v Bruges would be alright. Feyenoord v Fenerbahce, Nice v Benfica. Rijeka v Shelbourne in the Europa League. I don't know. I'll see. I'm not sure about tomorrow. I'm not sure. That guy Miles, loving the Liverpool kits, can't lie. What's your opinions on Arsenal's? We got a good kit. The third kit of Arsenal's is very nice. Yeah, I like that. I like the third one. Bilal, Feyenoord game sounds good. Yeah, Feyenoord Fenerbahce could be a good game. Salzburg, I think, will be a decent one. Nice v Benfica, I think, could be a decent one. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know which one we're going to be able to. I don't know. If I'm putting it on, I don't want to put it on and then it ends up we get 200 people watching us and it's a bit naff. At least tonight we've had a decent number. Some of the lives recently have been a lot better than others. Obviously I'm trying to grow the channel, so the more games the better. But I also don't want to be doing duds. So I want to do games where there's a clear interest on it, where maybe people are interested in watching it and maybe watching along. Nice and Benfica, I'm not sure is one. Feyenoord, Fenerbahce, again, not sure it's one. But hey, we'll see. I'll have a think, and either way, I will update the schedule tomorrow. So whoever we're live for over the next couple of weeks, you will know tomorrow. Bilal, United kit looks good as well. Yeah, United kit would be very, very good. Very, very, very good. I like the black one for United, the black and gold one. Okay, right, listen, that's me done for tonight. I'm going to leave it there because it's nearly 10 o'clock. I'm going to, get myself to bed, get to bed at a reasonable time. That guy Miles, love the graft and glad to be part of your growing community. Great to have you part of the growing community as well, Miles. It's good. We're still very, very early in. We're only, 6 months in or so. Lots of people have only really found the channel in the last like couple of months towards the back end of the season. So if you want to be part of it, then yes, absolutely. Join, stick with us, like, share, follow us on YouTube, follow and subscribe, all that good stuff. Pup, really appreciate it. Yes, thank you. Give us a like and a follow. Kyle, you too. Thanks, both of you, for following and subbing. Means an awful lot. Up the Mags, games you're doing tomorrow. I've not looked yet. I need to look at them tonight and get all the thumbnails and everything updated. So on YouTube, I'll have them all updated by kind of lunchtime or just after tomorrow. But yes, I'm getting off now. I will see you all tomorrow at some point, probably. Either way, have a nice night. Take it easy.